pray today? Did you pray today? I can get down, no some gangsta shit.
So I made a mistake.
Can I talk about this again?
Ever since my video on every black anime character ever, there have been more and more people talking and discussing about black anime characters. And I know I'm not the first one, but it is kind of cool how people are able to deep dive and have a discussion about this. So instead of trying to name every black anime character to date, because there's still more coming out surprisingly, I want to discuss more about black feminine characters that you probably haven't heard of. So instead of talking about Yasuke, Will Smith, and Michael Jackson, I'll be discussing more about Orin, Will Smith, and Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson has been referenced more than once in anime because yeah. Oh, and speaking of the King of Pop, go listen to Listeners because they have this one character who looks exactly like Prince, and I am not even joking. With all that in mind, were black anime characters winning good in the past? Was there any racism during those times? No, and yes. Even if you go search for black anime characters set in the retro era, they still look to be minstrelly and supporting. Black anime women have been shown to be less violent and less racist in comparison to black anime men, but in return, in 17+ ecchi anime, you see them become more sexualized, and in PG-13, you see them become just more supporting. But even if they're barely there, you can still have good stories. A few examples include Puma from Cyborg 009, a very popular black character, and might possibly be the first black character in living color in 1964, created by people who consider to be the king of manga. Still look racist, but it's a first. See how he looks in comparison to Virginia from Attack No 1, who in my opinion could be the first black anime woman set in 1970. In episode 37, Ayahara's team goes to New York. Side note, I didn't know about this fact, but every time there's an anime that's in New York, they always inquire like a black person there. It is so really crazy how they do this. Maybe it's because of the Japanese immigrant neighborhoods in New York in 1948. In like most New York anime, it's like a game, like, you know, like whether they're gonna have a black person or not. It's supposed to go against an American team that's in New York City. Virginia is one of the teammates, and after Virginia's brother Johnny steals one of the volleyballs from Ayuhara, she then saved her from an alley where she was about to meet a lot of interesting black characters. After Virginia saves Ayuhara, she then introduces her to her mother while also tracking down her brother. The story sort of introduces how privileged the main character could be, and realizing the struggle of just local black families as well as black athletes. This, along with many, shows how effective black anime characters can be written, even if it is a supporting one. The representation is still there, it's just stuck in the past. Now we are in the future. We are in the modern era. That means that it gets better, right? Since most mangas are now obsessed with the pale skin,
I know you're nuts though.
there are only a few mangas that would sexualize dark-skinned women. And black girls? Thus, you see more black romantic interests. Maybe it's because of Robotech, but I see so many black anime characters who have platonic / romantic interests in a blonde-haired character. And honestly, there's not really nothing wrong with that, but they could just, you know, spice it up a little bit. Maybe their love interest could not have the color yellow. Or, you know, just black. And also didn't end up with them dying.
How are you gonna kill a black guy 30 seconds into the show and then tell me it's not set in America?
I think they got that also from Robotech. Maybe if both of them will be black, it will be criticized more. In the show Nana, you have characters like Jun and Kyosuke who are partners and have black features, I think.
This is the one my white friends would disown me for.
Plus that whole scene of like blackface to actual blackface, yeah, that. And without the characters being malicious and slimy, June is put up to the list by the fandom. Even though with everything happening, she tries to support Hachi, this guy, and Kyosuke's feelings into the mix. Like she supports everyone, but doesn't tolerate it either.
The longer you lead her on, the worse it's gonna get. The only way out is to break it off and to do it right now.
And with all this in mind, she still blames herself.
Come to think of it, Shoji did want to explain things to her, remember? Maybe we shouldn't have stopped him.
Yeah, maybe. I know that everyone's different and there aren't really any right answers. I just tend to go off about things like I know everything. I'm partly responsible for this mess and that really sucks.
It felt like some folks disregarded that, along with other fictional black couples that don't get talked about enough. I said earlier, instead of name dropping a lot of black
What's the last time that y'all saw like an anime? There was like 1 or 2 black characters in it.
It was like you saw a nigga.
You saw-
Calm the time down. They wanted to. I watched this football anime. They got a black guy named Panther.
I feel like that is racially motivated. The only time you see a black person in an anime is when it's related to sports.
They did a good portraying him.
Mm-hmm.
So when they did the background story, he was broke and his grandma was living with him. He saved money to do something, and now he want to be a famous football player to support his family.
Yeah, I don't remember.
There quite literally was a black character in fucking 86, Jai. They died first, but
Oh, well, hey, really?
Yeah, so they died first. I wasn't there for that episode, so.
Oh my god.
well, but you noted that you made the comment though. Oh, of course,
right.
a black person died first.
Oh my god. Okay, well, time to put that on the board.
He's like, all right, let's have our discussion.
Another question, and then I'll leave y'all alone. Who's your favorite female, like feminine, like black character? Because I know, like,
Obviously.
yeah, I was about to say, I know, like, we talk about you and Michiko, but...
I say I like Ed.
Oh,
The
okay,
little
okay.
girl. She was always happy. She kind of made the group stay together a little bit. But annoying.
I said, I know you said
Cat Girl.
Oh, Cat Girl? Wait, which character?
Yoichi?
Yeah, from Bleach.
Ah.
From Yoichi.
She's like objectively the best.
Oh well, we ain't gonna.
Or
get
even
with the black
Casca.
girl with the
Or
big
even-
legs with what's it called? Boss squash. What's the anime was with the black chick on the motorcycle?
It's either her, Hibana, or Casca. I'm sorry. I know, I understand
This
because
is
she's
not
like dark skin, but at the same time, it doesn't work.
But yeah, thank you for answering my questions, y'all.
You're welcome.
Alright, before we go, we talk about how Barack Obama is in the anime.